NFPA 72, the National Fire Alarm and Signaling Code, Section 10.10(1), stipulates that all smoke detectors must be interconnected. This interconnection must ensure that activation of any smoke alarm triggers all smoke alarms within a single-family dwelling unit. There are some exceptions. Firstly, smoke detectors installed in sleeping units, typically bedrooms, are not required to be interconnected with those outside of the sleeping unit. Secondly, smoke detectors installed in supervised living facilities, such as nursing homes and assisted living facilities, are not required to be interconnected with those in other units. If interconnecting smoke detectors proves difficult, consider several alternatives. Firstly, install interconnected photoelectric smoke detectors. These detectors are less prone to activation by cooking smoke or other non-fire incidents, thus reducing the risk of false alarms. Secondly, install wireless smoke detectors. These detectors communicate wirelessly, eliminating the need for physical wiring. Thirdly, consider using other fire safety devices. While smoke detectors are essential, other devices can enhance home fire protection, such as carbon monoxide detectors and fire extinguishers. Interconnected smoke detectors offer several important advantages. Firstly, early warning. Activation of one detector alerts all occupants, providing more evacuation time. Secondly, increased reliability. If one detector fails, the others will still provide an alarm. Thirdly, reduced risk of false alarms. Interconnection makes it less likely that a false alarm from one detector will trigger all detectors. Remember that NFPA 72 is a voluntary code, and local building codes may vary. Consult local authorities to determine specific requirements in your area. Smoke detectors, essential for fire safety, are governed by standards that emphasize interconnectedness for optimal protection. NFPA 72 provides detailed guidelines on fire alarm and signaling systems, including specific requirements for smoke detectors in residential settings. Understanding these requirements is crucial for ensuring the safety of occupants and compliance with local building codes. The primary reason for interconnected smoke detectors is to provide early warning in the event of a fire. When one detector senses smoke, it immediately triggers all other interconnected detectors, ensuring that everyone in the building is alerted, regardless of their location. This early warning can be the difference between a safe escape and a tragic outcome. Interconnection is typically achieved through hardwiring, where the detectors are physically connected using electrical cables. However, wireless technology has also emerged as a viable alternative, allowing detectors to communicate wirelessly. Wireless systems offer greater flexibility in installation, particularly in existing buildings where running new wires may be challenging. NFPA 72 outlines the specific requirements for interconnection, including the types of detectors that must be interconnected and the methods of interconnection that are permitted. The code also addresses the placement of smoke detectors, specifying where they should be installed to ensure effective smoke detection. Common locations include hallways, bedrooms, and living areas. It's important to note that NFPA 72 is not a mandatory code in all jurisdictions. Local building codes may adopt NFPA 72 in whole or in part, or they may have their own specific requirements for smoke detectors. Therefore, it's essential to consult with local authorities to determine the applicable requirements in your area. In addition to interconnection, NFPA 72 also addresses other aspects of smoke detector systems, such as power supply, maintenance, and testing. The code specifies the types of power supplies that are acceptable for smoke detectors, including battery-powered and hardwired systems with battery backup. Regular maintenance and testing are crucial for ensuring that smoke detectors are functioning properly. NFPA 72 recommends testing smoke detectors at least once a month and replacing batteries at least once a year, or as recommended by the manufacturer. It's also important to keep smoke detectors clean and free from dust and debris, which can interfere with their operation. When selecting smoke detectors, it's important to consider the specific needs of the building and its occupants. There are different types of smoke detectors available, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. Ionization smoke detectors are generally more sensitive to flaming fires, while photoelectric smoke detectors are more sensitive to smoldering fires. In some cases, a combination of both types of detectors may be recommended. For individuals with hearing impairments, there are smoke detectors that include visual and tactile alarms such as strobe lights and bed shakers. These devices can provide an additional level of protection for those who may not be able to hear the audible alarm. In summary, NFPA 72 provides comprehensive guidelines for smoke detector systems, emphasizing the importance of interconnection for early warning and effective fire protection. Understanding these requirements and complying with local building codes is essential for ensuring the safety of occupants and preventing fire-related tragedies. Always consult with qualified professionals for guidance on selecting, installing, and maintaining smoke detector systems. This will help to ensure that the system meets the specific needs of the building and its occupants and complies with all applicable codes and standards. Remember that smoke detectors are just one component of a comprehensive fire safety plan. Other important elements include fire extinguishers, escape routes, and regular fire drills. By taking a proactive approach to fire safety, you can significantly reduce the risk of fire-related injuries and fatalities. The interconnection requirement in NFPA 72 is designed to maximize the effectiveness of smoke detectors by ensuring that all occupants are alerted as quickly as possible. When a fire breaks out, every second counts, and a rapid response can make the difference between life and death. By interconnecting smoke detectors, you can provide early warning to everyone in the building, giving them more time to escape safely. In addition to the interconnection requirement, NFPA 72 also addresses the placement of smoke detectors. The code specifies that smoke detectors should be installed in every sleeping room, outside of each sleeping area, and on every level of the dwelling unit, including basements. This ensures that smoke detectors are strategically located to detect smoke quickly and effectively. It's important to follow these placement guidelines when installing smoke detectors to ensure that they provide the best possible protection. Regular testing and maintenance are also crucial for ensuring that smoke detectors are functioning properly. NFPA 72 recommends testing smoke detectors at least once a month by pressing the test button on the detector. This will verify that the detector is receiving power and that the alarm is working. It's also important to replace batteries at least once a year, or as recommended by the manufacturer. Even if the detector is hardwired, it's still important to have a battery backup in case of a power outage. In addition to testing and battery replacement, it's also important to keep smoke detectors clean and free from dust and debris. Dust and debris can accumulate on the detector and interfere with its operation, reducing its sensitivity to smoke. To clean a smoke detector, simply use a vacuum cleaner with a brush attachment to gently remove any dust or debris. When selecting smoke detectors, it's important to consider the specific needs of the building and its occupants. There are different types of smoke detectors available, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. Ionization smoke detectors are generally more sensitive to flaming fires, while photoelectric smoke detectors are more sensitive to smoldering fires. A combination of both types of detectors provides the best overall protection. Consider installing combination smoke detectors that include both ionization and photoelectric sensors. These detectors can detect both flaming and smoldering fires, providing a more comprehensive level of protection. For individuals with hearing impairments, there are smoke detectors that include visual and tactile alarms, such as strobe lights and bed shakers. These devices can provide an additional level of protection for those who may not be able to hear the audible alarm. In addition to smoke detectors, consider installing carbon monoxide detectors. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be deadly. Carbon monoxide detectors can alert you to the presence of carbon monoxide in your home, giving you time to evacuate and seek medical attention. It's important to have a comprehensive fire safety plan that includes smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, fire extinguishers, escape routes, and regular fire drills. By taking a proactive approach to fire safety, you can significantly reduce the risk of fire-related injuries and fatalities. Remember that fire safety is everyone's responsibility. By working together to prevent fires and protect lives, you can make your community a safer place to live. NFPA 72 also provides guidance on the inspection, testing, and maintenance of fire alarm systems in commercial buildings. These systems are typically more complex than residential smoke detector systems and require specialized knowledge and expertise to maintain properly. The code specifies the frequency and types of inspections, tests, and maintenance procedures that must be performed to ensure that the system is functioning properly. It also addresses the qualifications of the personnel who are authorized to perform these tasks. Regular inspections, testing, and maintenance are essential for ensuring that fire alarm systems in commercial buildings are reliable and effective. A malfunctioning fire alarm system can have serious consequences, potentially endangering the lives of occupants and causing significant property damage. Therefore, it's important to follow the requirements of NFPA 72 and to work with qualified professionals to maintain fire alarm systems in commercial buildings. In addition to the technical requirements for fire alarm systems, NFPA 72 also addresses the human element of fire safety. The code emphasizes the importance of fire safety education and training for building occupants. Occupants should be familiar with the building's fire safety plan, including evacuation routes, assembly points, and the use of fire extinguishers. Regular fire drills should be conducted to ensure that occupants know what to do in the event of a fire. Fire safety education and training can help to prevent fires from occurring in the first place and can also help to minimize the impact of a fire if one does occur. By empowering building occupants with the knowledge and skills they need to respond effectively to a fire, you can significantly improve their chances of survival. NFPA 72 is a comprehensive standard that covers all aspects of fire alarm and signaling systems. It's an essential resource for fire protection professionals, building owners, and anyone else who is responsible for fire safety. By following the requirements of NFPA 72, you can help to ensure that buildings are safe from fire and that occupants are protected in the event of a fire. Remember that fire safety is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. It requires vigilance, planning, and a commitment to continuous improvement. By staying informed about the latest fire safety standards and technologies, you can help to create a safer environment for everyone. The information provided is intended for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with qualified professionals for guidance on specific fire safety issues. Understanding the nuances of NFPA 72 is essential for anyone involved in fire safety, from homeowners to building managers. The code is regularly updated to reflect the latest advancements in technology and best practices in fire protection. Staying current with these updates is crucial for ensuring that fire alarm systems are effective and compliant with the latest requirements. One area that has seen significant advancement in recent years is wireless fire alarm technology. Wireless systems offer a number of advantages over traditional hardwired systems, including easier installation, greater flexibility, and lower cost. However, wireless systems also have their own unique challenges, such as ensuring reliable communication and preventing interference. NFPA 72 addresses these challenges and provides specific requirements for wireless fire alarm systems. Another important aspect of fire alarm systems is their integration with other building systems, such as sprinkler systems, HVAC systems, and security systems. Integration can improve the overall effectiveness of the fire safety system and can also provide valuable information to first responders in the event of a fire. NFPA 72 provides guidance on the integration of fire alarm systems with other building systems. In addition to the technical requirements for fire alarm systems, NFPA 72 also addresses the documentation and record-keeping requirements. Accurate and complete documentation is essential for ensuring that fire alarm systems are properly maintained and that any problems are identified and addressed promptly. The code specifies the types of documentation that must be maintained and the length of time that records must be retained. The enforcement of NFPA 72 varies depending on the jurisdiction. In some areas, the code is adopted in whole or in part by local building codes, while in other areas, it is used as a reference standard. It's important to be aware of the applicable requirements in your area and to comply with them fully. Failure to comply with fire safety regulations can result in fines, penalties, and even criminal charges. Ultimately, the goal of NFPA 72 is to protect lives and property by ensuring that fire alarm systems are properly designed, installed, maintained, and operated. By understanding and following the requirements of the code, you can help to create a safer environment for everyone. Always consult with qualified professionals for guidance on specific fire safety issues. They can assess your specific needs and provide you with tailored recommendations that are appropriate for your situation. Fire safety is a complex and ever-evolving field. By staying informed and working with qualified professionals, you can help to ensure that you are taking all the necessary steps to protect yourself and your property from fire. Remember that fire safety is a shared responsibility. By working together, we can create a safer world for everyone. The increasing complexity of modern buildings and the growing use of advanced technologies have made fire safety more challenging than ever before. NFPA 72 is constantly evolving to address these challenges and to provide the best possible guidance on fire alarm and signaling systems. One of the key areas of focus in recent years has been on improving the reliability and resilience of fire alarm systems. This includes measures such as redundancy, backup power supplies, and enhanced communication protocols. The goal is to ensure that fire alarm systems continue to function even in the event of a power outage, a communication failure, or other disruptions. Another important trend in fire safety is the increasing use of data analytics and artificial intelligence. These technologies can be used to analyze data from fire alarm systems to identify potential problems and to predict future fires. They can also be used to optimize the performance of fire alarm systems and to improve the response of firefighters to fire emergencies. NFPA 72 is also addressing the challenges of fire safety in specific types of occupancies, such as high-rise buildings, healthcare facilities, and data centers. These occupancies have unique fire safety needs that require specialized solutions. The code provides guidance on the design, installation, and maintenance of fire alarm systems in these occupancies. In addition to the technical requirements for fire alarm systems, NFPA 72 also addresses the importance of public education and awareness. Educating the public about fire safety can help to prevent fires from occurring in the first place and can also help to improve the response of people to fire emergencies. The code encourages fire departments and other organizations to conduct public education campaigns on fire safety. NFPA 72 is a living document that is constantly being updated to reflect the latest advancements in technology and the best practices in fire safety. It's essential for fire protection professionals to stay current with these updates and to incorporate them into their work. By doing so, they can help to ensure that buildings are safe from fire and that occupants are protected in the event of a fire. Remember that fire safety is a team effort. It requires the collaboration of fire protection professionals, building owners, occupants, and the community as a whole. By working together, we can create a safer world for everyone.